Hi guys, welcome to the first video with Trading Waves with Shane. I'm going to show you guys the first introduction to Elliot Wave theory. And the main thing right here is always going to be the main impulsive or motive wave. Now this is the start of something normally. We have 5 waves in the direction of the trend, and then we have a 3-wave correction. Now that's your absolute basic scenario with Elliot Wave theory. Now, how do you know when and where these things will terminate? Where will they carry on? How do we know if it's a correct Elliott wave count? So what we've done, or what we do have, is rules in place. So those of you guys who have read the book or looked at the notes, you would have seen all these things on the left here. So the rules, for instance, an impulsive wave always divides into 5 waves. Okay, so we've got in the white 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Followed by a corrective wave, typically A, B, C. All right. The waves that are numbered 1 to 5 is always going to be the direction of the trend, and the structure is always going to be 5, 3, 5, 3, 5. Now, what does that mean? It means this first wave will be subdivided. This is all fractal, so from a smaller wave, it will be all 5 waves inside. It will be 3 waves correction, another 5 waves up, 3 waves correction, and another 5 waves up. So basically all you see here is 5 up and 3 down actually runs inside here as well. 5 up, 3 down, 5 up, 3 down, 5 up. Okay. Then the lettered ABC waves that are against the trend. Okay, so counter trend or against the trend. That's normally what we call the correction. The structure of that is normally 5, 3, 5, 3, 5, which is 21 swings. Followed by 5, 3, 5, which is your 13 swings. So 21, so you've got 5, 3, 5, 3, 5, 21 waves and 13 waves going down. Wave 1 could divide into an impulsive wave or a leading diagonal. I will come to the next few videos where we'll talk about certain structures of diagonals, flat patterns, and all those things as well. But for now, let's grasp the basics of Elliott Wave. So like I said, the first one will be subdivided in 5 and then 3 waves down. So once you recognize there is a 5-wave impulsive move like this, that is normally an indication of the direction of the trend, and the best is always to wait for your correction to complete. That is when you want to get in and buy that market. As a general rule, wave 3 should be the biggest and the most impulsive wave. This is the wave you're trying to catch. As an Elliott wave technician, we wait for the 5 waves, 3-wave correction, and this is the 3rd wave that we want to catch because that's going to give us the most profit. And then we also play the 5th wave, but the 5th wave becomes a bit dangerous because the 5th wave can stop if it wants to. If it wants to, it can stop just above 3, around about there, and truncate if it's slightly lower, and just slightly higher doesn't mean it's going to actually reach this high. So that's what we're looking for. Let's look at the rules again. Wave 1, wave 3 is always impulsive. Wave 5 and C are always 5 waves, but could be an ending diagonal. So if here we've got 5 waves up again could be an ending diagonal, which you guys think looks like a wedge. And same thing for a C, could be the same ending structure. So this wave and this wave could be an ending diagonal as well. Now wave 2 and 4 and B are always subdivided through. So there's wave 2, there's wave 4, and wave B. There's always going to be some sort of 3-wave structure. How many waves are in there depends on how wide or how long that correction is going to last. Wave 2 never moves beyond wave 1. Now let me show you that. This is my start of where my line there. That's the beginning of the wave 1, 5 waves up. Wave 2 can never go touch or go beyond the start of wave 1. So wave 2 can stop up here, anywhere here, but never ever touch or go beyond where the start of wave 1 is. If that happens, then your count is wrong, and you need to really look at the count. which means this is a different structure altogether. Then it's not your first wave in an impulsive wave yet. Wave 4 never moves into the territory of wave 1 or the range of wave 1. So as 3 is finished and now we've got a correction of wave 4, this wave 4 can never go, see this is wave 1 here, that can never come down into this range of wave 1. Always has to be above it. Once it touches or goes below it, it also becomes something else. So it's not that impulsive or that big correction we're hoping for. Yes, I will show you the diagonals where things do overlap. So that's the only case where we will have overlapping 1s and 3s and so on. But I will show you that in a different video. Then your wave 8 can be a 3-wave structure or diagonals. Wave 5 often goes beyond wave 3, well it should, and then otherwise it's truncated if it's very short, which is very, very rare. And the same pattern can be viewed in all time frames. So you can use a 1 minute chart, 10 minute, 15, 1 hour, 4 hour, daily charts, whatever chart you use. Obviously I don't look at anything below 15 minutes. My chart's always going to be on a 4 hour and the 1 hour to look at where the wave counts are. Sometimes I look at 15 minutes just to get a perfect entry point when I'm buying. But otherwise, I don't even look at those charts because it's just too much noise. There's too much mess in there. You need to look at the bigger time frame to actually get a clear picture and direction of where you are in the market or where you are in the structure. Now, there's some guidelines as well. We've got wave 2 and 4 will always or almost always alternate. So if number 2 here is a zigzag like we've got over here, so let me just show you that. If it goes like down, nice sharp move like that, it's a zigzag, then number 4 most likely will be a different pattern. So be something like that before it goes up. It's a flat. So this is a zigzag, this is a flat. Now, this just shows you that they alternate most of the time. It's very rare that if you have a zigzag here, you have the same pattern or zigzag in the wave 4. Sorry, wave 4 down here. Do that again. So you got your wave 4 pattern like that. Okay, so it could be a flat pattern, so it's not as lengthy or sharp as the first one, wave 2. Okay, so that's the typical scenario. Wave 4, I should point out, often becomes a triangle. So you got this triangle situation, and this is very, very common in a wave 4. Now, how does that look? Well, it'll look like this. So we've got 5 waves in there. So you have A, B, C, D, E, and that, let me just change the color there. Yep, you can't see that. So instead of a flat, let me get rid of that. Could be a triangle, which is A, B, C, D, E, which is 5-wave structures, and then your 4 will be up here. So that's your finish of your wave 4. Now, also we've got the guidelines. Oh, there we go. Flats, triangles, and combinations. A wave 2, which is usually zigzag or a zigzag combination. Wave 4 usually terminates in the same area as a previous wave 4. Now, what we mean by that is if this, as I already told you guys, inside here, this wave 1 will subdivide into 5 waves. Let's change the color there so you can see the difference. Make it green. And then same for wave 3. Be 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. And then same for wave 5. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 5. Now what they mean by that is if your wave 4 ends over there, if you can see my wave 4 in the previous wave ends at wave 4, the bigger wave 4, not always but often, you'll find hits the same range as the previous wave 4, and that normally is a very good indication of where the support would be, and then we can buy from there as well. Someone else might call this a support level or supply zones and things like that. But it just basically means that that's how the pattern works. It shows you where I finished 4 there, most likely 4 can end there. But also, remember, 4 can also end all the way down here as long as it doesn't touch wave 1. Okay, so that's just an observation. For your Fibonacci, you need to know about Fibonacci levels. So how will I use my Fibonacci levels? Okay, so there's my Fibonacci. How do I retrace, or where do we retrace to? So if this is wave 1, the top of wave 1, most of the time, not always, let me just break this up for you. By wave 2 will terminate in the golden zone, which we call the 618. This is your Fibonacci levels. If you ever never used Fibonacci before, I will get into more detail about that in another video. But 1, 2 comes down to 61 most of the time, and 50% as well. Sometimes down to 786 or the 78% zone. So if I was going to prepare for this entry, you'll see, remember I always show you where my little blocks are for my entries, where I'm looking for some sort of reaction. So I got my 3 down. So between 50 and 60 and maybe 786, I will look for my buy signals and reversal candles and so on. Now same if I look at wave 4. So also starting right from the bottom of wave 1, and I move all the way up to the top of wave 3. So there's wave 3. I just move slightly to the right, so it's out the way, so I can see where they are. And if you observe 382 or the 38% level, that's where your wave 4 most of the time will complete. So you'll notice that wave 1, wave 2 is very deeper, 618, 786, because it's a zigzag, so it's quite sharp. And then wave 4 is a lot more sideways movement, most of the time not as sharp as wave 2, and that only goes down to 38%. Okay, obviously you can go to 50 and 618 as long as it doesn't go where? Inside my wave 1 area. So if your wave 3 is not very long, you'll find this terminated wave 38. If your wave 3 is very long, extended wave 3, then you'll find a bigger wave 4 coming down deeper to 50 and 618 probably. Okay, and then what else we got? 5 ends, often waves adhere to the channeling, and wave 5 ends top of that. So what does that actually mean? Let me just get rid of my fibs because it's quite a mess. Can't see much of my chart. Okay, so the channeling looks like this. If I check my channel, you basically can do it like this, guys. You can go from bottom 1 where it hits 2 and hits the 4, okay, and you can control and drag your mouse to copy that line, and most likely where you can see where 1 ends, number 3 ends, and that's most likely where number 5 will end on top there. That's what they're saying. Lots of times 3 will be extended, so that it'll actually break out of your channel and come back into it again. If you don't want to drag your lines, there's also this channeling parallel channel. So you click and drag it as well. We don't use trend lines, although it looks like a trend line. Actually called channel lines, guys. It's very different to what everyone else would call trend lines. The channel helps us to visualize it staying inside that channel, and it gives us a good indication where it could be turning around, finding support, finding resistance. All right, so that's your channeling. Now what I want to show you after this video is the correction. Okay, so remember that 5, 3, 5, 3, 5. And how long is wave 3? How do we know where this wave 3 ends? I'll show you that in the next video.